said, when you're about to, things are going to start changing. Do you feel like anything is changing in your body? He was like, not really. I said, I can see that you're getting tired. I'm like, your balls are going to drop.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, they're going to start. I said, your balls are going to drop. And he was like, okay. I was like, you're going to start getting hair down there? He was like, I already got some. I was like, what? Oh, did I have to see it?
Oh my gosh. What did he say? He was
like, I'll show you later. I'm like, oh, when? Where? How? I can't. Hello, and welcome to the Bold Black Girls podcast. I'm Aries.
And I'm Kim.
And
we're back.
We are back. I know people are like,
where are the little girls?
Hello. We are here. We had a hiatus.
A hiatus.
We needed to take some time off.
And life has been lifing.
Life is lifing.
Probably would be the title of this.
For real though.
Life has been lifing.
Life has been lifing. And
we want to catch all up.
Yeah, we need to catch up.
Life is but like seasons, like
yes,
winter, spring, summer.
We needed to take the spring and summer off. We're back in the fall.
It's like a sitcom, like your favorite sitcom, like Issa Rae.
Yeah.
How she just goes.
You take time off so that you can go and
you can
get
come
the
back
next
better.
Season going.
Yes.
And so we've had some shifts and changes and things, and you got to prioritize your life, like what we always talk about, taking that time to rest.
Because I've been resting,
recharge.
That has been my resting R&R,
all of that. So we've definitely done that. I have as well.
Y'all, she is really been booked and busy.
I have been resting. I've been laying up in that bed. I step out, but I've been laying up in that bed as well. Just as much as I step out, I'm laying up in that bed.
Well, I lay in the bed more.
She love to act like she don't do nothing.
I'm a woman of the
out here.
No,
why y'all?
Wait a minute.
Don't believe anything that she says.
I'm a woman of the sheets, not them streets. Okay.
Well,
that can be. Type of sheets. So
we'll talk about that.
But I'm a new Kim.
Are you?
I feel like we'll get into it. Let's get into it later. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
All right. So we'll start off with you.
Yes.
I feel like in scripture, we talk about there's a time for everything, a season under every activity. There's a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and then it says a time to uproot.
Yes.
So unfortunately,
yes,
your dad passed away a couple of weeks ago.
My dad passed away. It's so.
It doesn't seem real, does it?
I feel like I'm in a fog.
Yes.
Still. I know that, well, first of all, back a couple weeks ago, by the time y'all see this, it will have been a month since everything happened.
Mm-hmm.
And very unexpected. Like he had some stuff going on, like a lot of old Black folks be having stuff.
Yes.
Pressure and all that,
Pressure.
things going on. But it wasn't like, oh, if you don't do this right now, you could pass away. It wasn't like that. It was like, it's serious. There's some stuff that needs to be corrected and taken care of. We're in the process of like, oh, we need to change your dose on this and this on that, so, but there was still like no scare. And one thing I will say is, as a culture, if you have parents that are older, you need to be involved in their health care, finding out what the doctor is actually saying. Because sometimes, especially with the men, I will say they don't like to tell.
They don't disclose.
Stuff. And so earlier this year, I had started having my dad send me what the doctor was saying via email. Like, I need the written version, because what you saying ain't the same. And my dad is a very, he has always been a stubborn man. And kind of like one, on the beat of his own drum. So
right.
He was making things a lot lighter than what they really probably were. So, we've been through some things these last few weeks. My kids, they've been, specifically LJ. LJ is more in touch with his emotions. Marvin, he's a little
all children are not the same, right?
And he obviously was sad too, but how it's expressed is different. Like LJ will just, when he feel it, he gonna cry.
Aww.
He gonna let it out. He gonna, and so just kind of managing that has been
a lot
challenging, because that first couple weeks when everything happened, I went straight to California, just went to
the next day.
Like we were done, with all that, and it was just like go, go, go. So I really didn't get a chance to really fully grieve. Once I got back home, and I was just like, oh crap, like that's what happens, and this is altering my life, So I have my moments. I don't want to talk about it too much because I'll probably start getting sad.
Exactly.
But but I will say, let's turn this to a highlight.
Yes.
Because we'll probably talk about it more, I'm sure, over time. But I learned so much about my dad. I knew a lot about what my dad did in the community and just impacting people's lives and stuff like that. But I learned so much more, and just actually getting to hear everyone express, grown men that were
crying,
bawling.
Yes.
Like the Tuesday before the actual funeral, we did like a viewing, even though I had a closed casket. It was just like an opportunity for people to come in and just kind of share what they felt and, tell their stories and stuff like that. And for people who couldn't come to the funeral. And there was men where a guy that I know, like I'm not going to say his name, but a guy that I know that we went to high school together, he played baseball for my dad on his in college. My dad was a baseball coach as well as a former baseball player. He played in the pros and all this stuff. So like he just did baseball his whole life, and this guy really had a mentee-mentor kind of relationship with my dad. Like he was very influential in just like him getting himself together and stuff like that. And when I tell you this man was crying, like I'm consoling him like that was his daddy. Like that's how, I mean, when your whole body be limp. And so I'm sitting here like, this my dad? But I was just like feeling it because I knew how close they were too. And obviously, if people have no clue that anything is going on, people are. So it made me feel good to hear everything. I mean, there was at least 400 and something people there.
Y'all. And I went to
She brought my kids to the funeral. She came, before you say your part, Kim, that's why I was like, we are sisters. Like, so I left right away. And so then, the next week.
Right, because you text me and I woke up and I was like, this, I must be still asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then you ended up, I took you to the airport the next day because you went out the next day. And your mom, I called your mom, I was like, whatever she need, I'm not going to bother her because I done been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
And you have held up so good because I couldn't talk to nobody.
I know.
Text me.
Right.
I can't talk.
I really feel like when people think about it happening, you're like, I'm going to be laid out and slayed out. Y'all ain't going to be able to say nothing to me. And I feel like I totally had subscribed to that because of how close I am with my dad. I'm like, I ain't going to be, just take off work for the whole year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told you,
I told you to do 30 days.
And so I probably should have did an extra couple weeks.
I told you 30 days.
But I'm going to take some time periodically over the next couple months too. But, the boys, obviously they needed to come. My mom came like the next, at the end of that week. She came out, was helping me with stuff like at the house and stuff like that. And so I'm like, okay, the boys got to come, and so then you ended up bringing them, and it's not the first time that y'all have traveled together, but without me. So
me individually with two children.
Right. But they're not little.
They're not, but they're very good travelers. But it was just like, I have to be responsible for these people, making sure that they're good.
Yes.
I don't lose their passports, which I thought I left at security and started sweating, having a 40-year-old sweat.
but they're comfortable with you and stuff too.
Yes.
So it was just cool. And I had all my best friends there. I had you, Nadira, Lauren.
Chris came.
My friend Chris came out. It felt good just to get all the love from people and people who I'm not even like hecka close with. Like obviously the girls, my little sexy savage group.
Yes.
They sent flowers. My job sent flowers. ATW sent flowers. Certain people that just, you know how you just like you're living your life. You don't know how many people are actually care and concerned about you, you know, and then obviously not knowing what to say to someone in a time where like their parent passes. That's not easy. But I had so many people that were just like hitting me up, talking Lateris, David, like people who were hitting me up, like calling, checking
and that's
on,
hard,
you know.
You don't know sometimes, you know, how people are number one responding to grief because some people don't want to talk, right? But just even letting them calling you to let them know you're here and they're available.
Yeah, and then when I got back, it hit me hard because the boys had left and went to their dads, and then I was by myself, and I'm like,
Which
so then
you have been going.
I have been going. I've had my moments, you know, you have your breakdown moments and stuff, but it was kind of just like.
And everybody grieves different, right? Like when my dad passed away, it just so happened that I was off for 30 days. It didn't work out that way. And so, and we'll talk about this in another podcast, but I said, if anything would ever happen to me, I want my daughter to be able to be off.
Yeah.
To process out if she needs to, you know, to have the option. And that's called, you know, planning.
Right. Planning ahead. And that's the other thing I would highlight is, number one, when I got back, like it was at least for that first week, somebody saw my face every day. They came by or, you know, showed up somewhere or met me somewhere, or it was something where everybody, you know, it was one of my friends that made themselves physically available, you know, which was very helpful. But also, you know, and we have an episode, I don't know what number episode it is, but with my best friend Lauren talking about estate planning. And last year we did that with my dad, finally, which I have been on him for a long time about doing. But once we had went through this before with my uncle, like in 2019, we went through it, and he was the trustee. What is it called? Trustee, administrator of the estate. And we went through a lot because my uncle did not have an estate plan or trust, and it took a year of probate and court and documents and all these things. And my dad took care of his last year, so I will not have to go through all that, thank God.
Right.
And that's what we need to be thinking about because my grieving process is very different because
it's all taken
care of. I will not have
to go through that.
You know, also you got to have some money
because funerals are not cheap.
Y'all,
some money and a life insurance policy.
I'm my daddy's only child. You got to have some money in the bank. Okay? Because them funeral homes ain't taking no credit card. If they in the hood, especially. They like cash or cashier's check is what we're gonna need.
True.
Ain't no.
That is true.
This is why people be having them GoFundMe's and stuff. But I was like, I'm not about to have my daddy sitting out here for weeks. Too long. Yeah, we about to get this taken care of. But it's like it's so much that you need to just be alive, and then when you die, it costs.
It costs to come in and go out.
You know, I'm like, luckily, and also my dad had already prepaid for his plot, even though they still gonna make you pay. We gonna have a whole funeral conversation. We need to really have one about like planning, because even though we did like estate planning, but like it's stuff
outside of that.
Yeah, like I was like, I think I'm gonna write my own obituary pretty soon. So, just because I'm like, it's a process, it's a whole thing. So, anywho, that's like the biggest major life change I've probably ever had. But I am doing okay. I think the way I show up, and I've been trying to be cautious in that because I know I come off like, oh, she's good, she's all right, you know? And so it's like, I'm not, I'm good, but I'm not, you know, like I have a lot of emotion connected to it. So,
and, you know, we talked about it because I think the year before last, I think we recorded on Father's Day, and I told you I could never do that again. I just know, and
we ain't never recording on Father's Day ever again on this podcast.
And you just know your trigger points.
Yeah.
As you start to go through that process of losing someone really, really close.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there are certain times, there's certain dates that I'm just like, And you have to honor that too.
You do.
And sometimes you can force yourself through things. And that was something I probably should not have done.
Yes. And you learn. You learn.
And that comes with age.
It does.
And maturity.
Because somebody turned 40 this year.
And baby,
she turned 40.
I sure did. And so we went to Mexico. We were at a Her Tech Unicorn. Was it a masterclass?
So Her Tech Unicorn is like a coaching program that Latoya Moore. Do I say her last name wrong? Is it Moore something? Or is it just Moore?
I think it's Latoya Moore.
I thought it was hyphenated. Anywho, Latoya was on our podcast. You can go back and look at it. And she was having a mastermind.
Yep.
She does quarterly masterminds, and she's all about like coaching Black women professionally, trying to get them into tech, and successfully does get women into tech. But anyway, she wanted us to do a kickoff of her
mastermind session.
Yeah.
For that weekend.
And just do the opening, happy hour session. And we had such a good time. We did a live podcast episode.
We met some people.
Yep, got people to network and things, and it was a great weekend. So but it was also Kim's birthday weekend.
Yes, so actually we came back on Father's Day. So after that, I was like, you know what?
Because my birthday on Father's Day,
and girl, I did not realize it because I was in the moment of moving. Right. Yeah. We were returning. We returned on Sunday. I got back to my car and had a moment.
See, you was like, Lord, see, we gotta pay attention.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why I said I'll never do that again. We can pre-record, but we cannot like at the beginning. We probably will start taking our hiatus.
I'm glad we were recording then. I mean, this time.
Oh yeah. So turn 40.
What do you feel like has shifted? Has anything changed? Do you feel different?
I do.
What do you
I
feel
like I'm not even the same Kim anymore.
And
it's not just 40, because actually, so I started back going to therapy because I wasn't in therapy for about 6 months, and I went back and I was talking to her. She was like, "You're evolving." She was like, "That's all it is." It's like certain things that I didn't notice about people or things. I'm starting to be more aware of it. And it's like, I'll say no. And I don't feel like I didn't have guilt, but I really don't have any guilt now. Woo. If no is a no, and it's just like, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit.
Period.
And it's like, don't make it about you, because it's totally all about me in terms of like, don't take it personal.
Don't take it
personal. I'm living a less is more.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Someone called me and was like, hey, a couple people last week was like, where you at? I'm in the bed. You not outside? No, I'm not outside. People think I'm outside. I'm in the house. I got a new job.
And that's another reason why you've been in the house as well.
Yes. So I have a new role. I took a lateral.
Same company.
I decided to get some different experience under my belt. And so it's been a steep learning curve because it's a bit more technical. So it requires that I really focus and study and take certs. So I did get my first certification.
Which one?
Salesforce admin.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you. So that felt good because I know I have test anxiety. But I aced it the first time.
Well, ace.
I locked myself in the house like for 2 weeks and was just heads down. So I'm about to go on another 2-week lockdown, my own little lockdown.
Yes.
And I got to pass these certs so I can help my customers. And also, you never know what is preparing you for.
You don't. That's why you just got to flow. What is my word of the year this year? Is flow. You just go with it. Against the current it's too much energy.
It is. And my word of the year is focus. And so I have really been trying to focus in just about every aspect of life. I feel new. I feel like something new. It's like the Israel.
Yes.
He has that. It's a new season.
It's a new season.
And I was when I told you, I think I might have mentioned it on a podcast before, but I was driving to this gym that I go to, And it's this little church because I live somewhere like not far from the country. And I was on this back road, and it's this little small church house. And they have this, the little display with the scripture. And it was like something new. It was Isaiah, I think 43.
I would do a new thing.
Yes.
Come on, somebody.
Seeing it, and I was like, God, you're trying to tell me something.
I
don't
know
what you saying. Then I got the new job. So I was just like, sometimes you have to be in anticipation and expectation of what
and preparation.
And preparation, which was a word a couple of years ago. So I feel like I am focused.
I love that.
I'm focused.
Yeah, because it's hard to focus too.
Because you have so many distractions, and Pastor Conway, our pastor, is talking about that. Like, even with the social media, I'm literally in Target with a lady, and she started talking about it. She was just like, it makes me not even want to go on social media. I was like, yeah, it's what you use it for, because there's some good out there.
But you got to monitor
balance
things and make sure that you're
consuming
in alignment with everything that you're supposed to be doing. Because sometimes I have those moments, I'll be like, you know what? Turn this off.
Yes.
You won't hear it too long.
And it's
yesterday I had no music, nothing in the car when I was going places. I was just like, I just need silence. I want to hear what is being said to me.
Right. And you can't hear with those distractions.
Yeah. Because you always be like, oh, let me turn off some tunes. Let me let me just listen and say, I'm here. If there's anything you like to say, ears are open, So you got to do that sometimes.
Let's talk about Aries and what's been going on. Where you want to, let's start professionally. Like, how are things? She's killing it, y'all. She is book busy and blessed.
What I do? I was unexpectedly elevated
to Madam President's
nonprofit DFW Alliance of Technology and Women. I have been the vice president since last year. At the very end of April, beginning of May, our president decided to step down, which made me step up. I was hesitant.
She was made for such a time as
this. But again, I was like, opportunities are when they open up, you need to be ready to step in it regardless. Like, I didn't even have time to really doubt myself or any of that. I was just like, okay. And it has been challenging. Like that first month or two, because it was a lot going on. And I was sitting here like, Lord, I don't know. But it was like, I felt that God really just needed me to say yes. And then things just started happening good. We just did our 20-year celebration.
You sure
about
did.
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Yep, you were there.
And it was, y'all. They did a fabulous job. The leadership was there. The diversity was there.
Yes.
You had a young lady, a Black lady.
Charmin Green.
Charmin Green playing the saxophone.
Yes.
It was wonderful. I was like, we need to have a bold Black girl event.
We had Lateris R. Whitfield from the Dear Future Wifey podcast. He was our photographer, videographer, taking it back to his roots.
Right.
Coming to support.
It was a really overall great event.
It was good. So that has been new for me. I have a wonderful team of ladies that are right there with me that support. So it's like, I learned to delegate.
Well, you had to.
When I had to with my, situation, and they just stepped up and came. I was like, this is why you need to delegate.
Yep.
Because I didn't have to worry about any of that. Same thing like with my job. I turned all my notifications off. I didn't look at any emails from nowhere. And just focus on what I need to focus on. So yeah. All of that. What else? My kids started. I have one a new teenager. LJ turned 13. Jesus.
That's right.
And he started 7th grade. So that has been new. He catches the bus and brings his phone to school now. Which is
so him and Marvin are not at the same school.
No,
they're
Marvin
establishing their
grade.
own identities at separate schools.
So we're and next year Marvin will join him. But I'm like, child, I got a whole 13-year-old, and he's about to start going through puberty and stuff. So you can see it, like, he's getting taller. His friends everybody's popping up, and these voices getting deeper. And so I'm like, oh my God. Are
you ready?
I said, when you're about to, things are going to start changing. Do you feel like anything is changing in your body? He was like, Not really. I said, I can see as you're getting taller. I'm like, your balls are gonna drop.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, they gonna start. I said, your balls are gonna drop. And he was like, okay. I was like, you're gonna start getting hair down there. He was like, I already got some. I was like, what? Oh, did I have to see it?
Oh my gosh. What did he say? He was
like, I'll show you later. I'm like, oh, when? Where? How? I can't. So yeah, I'm just like screaming every other day about new things that's happening with them too. So trying to be present with them, trying to do this, and they could lick. So a lot of times I feel like a crazy person.
Busy.
But it's all just like in my little circle, you know.
Life,
so
right.
Yeah.
Which we talked about, life is lifing. Yeah. So I have a college student who's wrapping up.
Yes.
And she should be graduating soon.
When does she graduate?
December
of this year?
Yes, girl.
I can't.
I know. I was
thinking next year.
No, this year. So she interned at Microsoft for her second time. So she has a lot of different experience under her belt. So
she just joined ATW. She's going to be a part of our Microsoft Azure
Is she
cohort.
Good. I have really been on her.
I introduced her at the open house.
She told me, and I was like, you better get with your Madam President. And I was really proud of her because she's been going through like experiencing the Black woman's experience professionally. And she's like, wow, my eyes are opened. And I was like, your network is going to be key, right? Having a tribe, and you have to be okay with reaching out. And so she had texted you, and I told her about it. I said, all I'm going to do is send it to you. I can't breastfeed you.
You're a grown woman now.
You're a grown woman.
23.
Girl.
I can't take it.
I can't either. Sometimes I sit there like, I cannot believe I have a 23-year-old.
She was 16 watching my kids, babysitting the boys and stuff.
I know.
I can't take it.
And so she texted you and was like looking for the information. I was like, don't ask me because I don't know anything. So I was really proud that she didn't even come to me. She just sent the text. Good. I was like, because follow-up is key. Like I've enforced that into you. If you don't do it, that's on you, boo.
And she's gonna do well. She's already, you my intern at Microsoft and Salesforce and all these places.
She has a really good resume.
You are killing the game. She's gonna be ready.
I told her.
I'm proud of her.
I told her. So she's excited, and that's where we are. So, we were on the way back from the airport when we all came back from California, and what did I play? Single Woman. I started playing the blues.
Oh God!
Because your mom was in the car.
Yes.
And it's a song that I like called Single Woman. So, that's just really a reflection of where we are. We are still single. Aries, are you dating?
I am dating, honey. I am dating, honey. I'm out here.
Again, booked and busy.
See what the streets are talking about.
She's in the streets.
I'm in it's something to
by myself.
The thing about it is, you gotta have a little spice in your life.
You do.
So,
well, you know what? We got some things that's percolating.
I date on my own terms.
Exactly.
So it's no pressure. There's no
pressure.
I don't have a boyfriend. I'm just
Ari Lennox
doing what I love and what I enjoy. If I like it, I'm gonna keep doing it. If I don't, that's how it works.
Well, I am not dating.
Why are you not dating?
I talked to my therapist about that. So we're going to have a couple of sessions about that. I just feel like I'm kind of content in where I'm at right now. And I haven't seen anything come across
across your front door.
You said be outside. So
you said you don't be outside. So what he going to do? He going to be the
grocery store. So
the mailman or something?
Well, you know what? We got some things percolating, right?
Oh, we do.
But before we get into that, we got some, and I'm like, that's going to be my strategy right there. Right?
Wait, I got to find our little code so we can tell people. Keep going.
So before we get into yes, we're single. My entertainment is TikTok right now. So that's, why I got to come out the house.
See, that's what's wrong with us now. Everybody on the internet. We need to be out in the real life.
And people don't really know how to interact. Right? Because they just...
That's true. Because communication is at a low.
It is. So, and then, just between professional life of being focused and busy, being a homeowner is kicking my butt.
Don't get me started on the homeowner thing, girl. I've been going through
as a single woman because you have to do everything on your own. My neighbors came across the street. your sprinkler, one of the heads. I'm like,
it's coming over here.
And mind you, it was the husband's. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
what they said. What?
Both. It was two different ones because I guess
the husbands came over and said,
yeah, something? One came at different times. The one behind me
and said what?
My sprinkler head was
wild.
Yep.
Okay, he could have fixed it. No.
But my refrigerator was giving me issues, then my air conditioning unit was giving me issues, everything that I need.
Of course.
Right. This is not like something you can put off. So it kind of goes back to planning as a homeowner. Like, you really have to have an emergency fund. You gotta have some fun somewhere. So I'm in this stage of, okay, well, I'm 40. There's some certain things like I want my room redone. And since I work from home all the time, I want to get my office redone. Yes. But I also have student loans. Girl, and stuff that like life has been lifing.
Adulting is ghetto.
It really is. So that's why I'm like, if you are young, like I told Kiara, listen, I wish I had what you had. You don't have any children.
I was married when I was
you're not responsible for anything but yourself, and you're living a rent-free life. You better take it full advantage of it.
I would have been staying right up. If I had a place that I could have stayed, that was good, and I could have just kept doing what I would have loved to do something like that. But I was trying to get the hell out of Dodge early and young.
So we talk about iron sharpening iron. Y'all, she getting her house remodeled.
I have been going through a remodeling project. Let me tell y'all. I started planning in 2020.
This? See? 2020.
2020, I started planning when I was at home. Remember, I had got my floors done.
I remember.
In 2020. Because you were everybody sitting around the house. You like, stuff need to get fixed and then all this, whatever. So then I had started planning toward around this time that year to get it done. And I just went through, you have to save. You have to find out how much the stuff costs. I found me a Black interior design company. And it's a husband and wife duo type of situation. So we started in July. And we started planning in like April. I mean, really fleshing it out. But then I had, right before I was supposed to get this project started, which is my kitchen, my living room, new furniture, everything. I've been living in this house 16 years. So it's like,
it's time.
We need a fresh coat of paint. We need to it just was looking like I'm unmotivated about this, my living space.
Exactly.
And the Friday before we were starting the project on that Monday, I had a leak
inside the wall
from the ceiling coming down the wall, where there's like water pouring out of the light fixture and the thermostat. Like water is just coming from, and then even like, how you have like a little pin, you might have stuck something in the wall. Everything that had a hole, water was coming out. And then I put my ear, I could hear it. It's like, it's water. I was like, I wanted to cry. Like, what made me want to cry was one of my floors were soaking wet. So I'm like, Lord, why? So I had this guy come. I thought it was my air conditioner unit that had like overflowed or something crazy. And then he came, he turned the water off. It was just crazy. So anyway, ended up having to get all those floors ripped up. Brand new floors. Had to get ripped up. And I dealt with the insurance people for 2 months. So my project had got put on hold at a point. We're just about to now. Floors are finally done. They look great, by the way.
Yes, they did.
And it was a blessing in disguise because I'm glad I got
and
these
then I
floors.
tell you that I said, you don't know what this is.
I was so glad because I'm like, these are way better floors.
And now. Listen, the pastor last week, he said there are blessings in the darkness. And
I know that's right.
We always think the dark is for the bad, but it's really not.
Right. And I knew that when it happened, I said, now this is about to happen now. I know I'm gonna end up having to get new floors because they don't even make this floor no more. That's why I had got them all done. It was about to be discontinued. And I said, well, maybe, God want to bless me with some new floors,
Amen.
So it did. It worked out. So finally this week, so when I come back from all my little trips, it'll be done. And I'll have a brand new house that I'll be walking into. So,
and see, iron sharpens iron. So I'm like, she's going through that process. Let me see how that person works out for her. Because then I plan, if it does work out great, I'm going to use that person. And I'm doing my own personal financial planning.
Right.
Because I will have been in my house, 15, 16 years too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'm always at home. So I might as well make it like the way I want it to feel.
Exactly. And I like to have my space feeling good.
Yes.
Like, you know.
And I was like, I'm 40. I need a new room. Like, I want a chandelier coming from and I bought it.
Glam.
A glam.
Yeah.
Luxury. Because I had put in the work for years and I was like, I deserve this.
Because I was looking like I had a bachelor pad.
Well, I'm a bachelorette, so I mean,
but it looked like a bachelor pad. It was looking real dude-esque with the dark leather. You know, I didn't have no blind, no
window
curtains, drapes.
Gotcha.
You know,
drapes. Yeah,
which I still won't. I'm gonna have kind of like a Roman shade type of thing going on, but because I do feel like I'm not gonna be your prissy.
Mm-hmm. But it's your style.
It's California casual.
I like
clean,
that.
Modern,
chic.
Okay, you know, it's not gonna be your
you
like
yourself probably through that process.
Like, yeah, because I'm like, I still want comfort,
right?
You know, I don't want it to be like all glass and you can't do nothing.
Right? Don't touch that.
No, I don't want that. I want
and you have sun.
Lounging and comfortable, and I like it here. You know, that kind of thing.
Exactly. So I'm going through. I actually wrote a list. I was like, I'm gonna write down 40 things that I want. And
40 things that you
40,
want.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I wrote down 40 things, and one is to redo my room. And so I'm gonna go look for like a new bed. And I got a cutler in my room during the pandemic. So it's in the corner. I get in the not that type of cutler. Since I ain't cuddling, I had to get a cutler. And I sit in that corner by the window, and I go like read my little Bible or just lounge.
Mom, read your little Bible.
I know somebody's like, "What you about to do?" Somebody go read the Bible. Like, y'all got me. I think it was Carolyn. I was like, I read my Bible every day.
I read mine every day too. I'm on day 260.
Well, not that one.
Something.
I had to give up that plan.
I'm in there, and I've been
that was
holding strong. It is a year of reading the Bible, and when you really do that, you're gonna be reading 3-4 chapters a day.
Yeah.
So I've been sticking to it.
So that's what I get in my color. But yeah, I want to redo my house.
Yeah.
Especially since that's the other thing I learned about myself. I don't ever want to go back in the office again.
I know that's right. That's one thing the pandemic definitely.
I love being at home. Like I used to go out not all the time, but I would be out. Now I'm like, I don't want to put on a bra. Like is that going to require a real bra or a relaxed bra?
It got to make some sense.
To put these things in that bra, it gotta be some real value, and I gotta love you.
And I'm kind of in a place where my energy has been really low. And
I have too, actually.
I don't know.
I don't even know what it is. I'm like, is it the lack of vitamin D? What?
All the vitamin D.
Trying to get a 3D dinner dessert.
I was like, dang. But yeah, so it's like certain things that I do. I can build the energy up for a small amount of time. And then sometimes I'll be like, child, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to make it. And it's to the point where I can't make it to a Zoom call.
Oh, wow.
Not even just, I got to get up and get dressed. Sometimes I'll be like, child, mentally, I'm not going to make that. I just ain't going to be able to make it.
I'm with you. Like, mentally, and I've been pacing myself with events. Like I used to be that I can go 2-3 events in one day. So I can only do one, so I have to choose. I can't make 2 parties in one day.
No.
Yesterday I told you I saw Jania at a play.
What was the play?
Ain't Too Proud to Beg or something, but the Temptations. It was the Temptations. And you said you all right. You know, I like the old school. I was looking for the pop pops.
Of course,
I was like, "Where the pop pops at?" Because I got my legs out today. And so, you were like, "Oh, we went to the movies." I can't even a show in the movies.
We went to see Woman King.
I would not be able to even. First of all, I would have been asleep by the time. And this is real because I will fall asleep in the theater. That's why.
Yeah.
I went to the matinee show. I can't even do shows after like a certain. If it's dark outside, you can forget it.
Yeah, it wasn't dark yet.
Nope.
We still went before the darkness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we made it before dark.
So needless to say, that's also something I learned about myself. Like 40 is 40 for me.
Yeah.
My knee's still good. You know, I still can drop it like it's hard to do a cartwheel. I'm flexible. and agile and adventurous. But other than that, like,
yeah, I'm building my mind up to the things that I have to do. I'm like, okay, get it together. Like I have to have a pep talk with myself before things, because I know like these next few months, lots going on. By the time this airs, I will be in New York, doing the Sisters in Sales conference. We have an episode with the founder and CEO, Chantel George. And this year, I'm moderating a panel. This is the first in-person one since, because they kind of got built up in the pandemic. They did like one that first year. They're only 5 years old.
Right.
But they did one. I think they did one in person. Everything else been virtual. So this is one of the first, and it's a big event.
I can't wait to hear about it.
Taraji P. Henson is one of the keynote speakers. Bevy Smith, one of the keynote speakers. So I get to grace the same stage, and I'm doing a panel called Rising Star, and basically, like in sales, that's your first 5 years. You know, beginning people who are doing really good, as newbies, you know, in sales. So we'll get to talk about kind of the experience. And I'm also in that category because I'm my 3rd year. So anywho, so that's going to be fun.
So that's September. Y'all, she booked in busy.
September, I'm doing a golf tournament. My dad has a golf tournament that he was already planning and he did every year. This is the 5th year and we're going to keep it going. So I'm going to go to California and do that. And then you and I,
TUI,
we going to be in Florida
with black men.
Now, let me tell y'all, I need y'all to write down this code, Thrive BBG. Thrive BBG. That's going to get you 20% off. If you're just feeling like, you know what, let me go into Florida real quick. Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, Florida. We're going to be at the Black Men in Tech Thrive Conference. Black Men in Tech, baby.
And let me tell you something.
Yes.
In addition to that, we're going to Afrotech, right? In November. We have been trying to get to Afrotech for the past 3 years. Before the pandemic, during the pandemic.
Finally. And it's going to be in Austin.
Yeah. So we're doing that. And I'm excited. Like, I will say, okay, even though like I enjoy being at the house, I started back doing a little networking, just a little.
But see, I like this type of like I want to be around a bunch of Black people.
Yes.
So Sisters in Sales is going to be nothing but Black women and Black girl magic all week.
Yes.
Then we get to go be with the Black men, which our next episode that y'all are going to see is going to be us talking about that conference. So y'all need
with the founder
and CEO of the conference, Cam Ward.
Yes.
So make sure you check the episode out. We'll try to get that out this week. And anywho, but yes, sisters, I mean,
you got to invest, and you don't never, you know, investing in yourself professionally might lead to something personally.
You never know. You just got to be ready.
Because listen,
and in preparation and anticipation and expectation.
Okay. I'm going to get on the Stairmaster in preparation because I will be stepping.
So yeah, I'm excited about that. We'll be doing a interview and live podcast with Janine Uzel, who is the CEO of NSBE, the National Society of Black Engineers. So that's about to be bomb. She's the first CEO of the organization. So that's going to be good. And then we're both going to be on some panels that he's going to put us on. So anyway, that's going to be fun. And I just love the energy. I want to be around a bunch of brothers that's smart
and smell good.
Hopefully they smell good, please. And you know, and sisters that's smart. So it's going to be fun.
And then you have another conference coming up.
What I got?
Cybersecurity.
Oh yeah. Like what I got, child.
See, she's so booked and busy, she don't know.
At the end of the month, I'll be doing the cybersecurity awareness conference. It's gonna be here in Dallas and Coppell, Texas. And I'm just gonna be moderating a panel of CISOs, Chief Information Security Officers.
I love it.
Women.
Ooh.
So that's gonna be cool. I don't know nothing about cybersecurity really like that.
Right.
But
you know, you want your information secure, you know about that.
I'm gonna be very I'm just gonna love having that kind of dialogue with them. Because you know, it's good to moderate things that you don't necessarily know too, because
you
can learn, ask the right questions and stuff like that. So
absolutely,
that's gonna be cool. And that's the fall, basically. Like you said, Afrotech is in November. So yeah, you know, if you're interested
fall and winter,
also the rest of this a lot of the episodes you're going to see this season when we have guests are going to focus a lot on tech. The ones with us mainly, we'll talk about all kind of stuff, but we're going to be popping in different episodes with different aspects of tech this season. We got the metaverse. We got some tech, financial.
We went to the concert in the metaverse.
Yes. Maybe we could
we did talk about that. The Meg Thee Stallion concert.
Yes. So you'll see us share more about that with that episode. We got the Black Men in Tech. We got some financial stock, tech,
cryptocurrency
stuff. I mean, all kind of stuff. So anyway, so you'll be seeing more of that this season. And then obviously we'll keep y'all up to date on the things going on with us and stuff. And of course, let us know if there's something that y'all want to know about. It doesn't have to be tech stuff. I mean, I just feel like we need to focus a little bit this season on that too, because it's so much tech stuff going on. And we get so many people hitting us up about, how do I get in tech? How do I get in tech? How do I get in tech? And how we got in tech is not how y'all gonna get in. So, because that don't even exist no more, what we were doing. So now we got to expose people to the new stuff. And we definitely want to make sure we're, getting that bag. And there's a lot of ways to get.
We have goals to achieve, remodeling to be done,
emergency funds to build up,
because end of life plans to
all of it. So yeah, we don't want y'all out here broke, busted, and disgusted, boo. We need you to be out here living your words best of Darius life.
Daniels, thriving and not surviving.
Thriving in every aspect. So anywho, glad to be back in your airwaves. It's so much other stuff to catch up on, but we're not going to do it all in this episode. So we'll keep sprinkling some things in as we go. And we will see y'all next week. All right. Have a bold week. We will see y'all then.
Peace.